welcome to Rio TikToks. Today we have an amazing guest that will travel across America, a man with a mission, a businessman turned felon, turned storyteller, and historian. And his tag is Mack Daddy Life. Please welcome GW. Hey GW, how's it going?
Good, man. What's up, Mario?
Good. How are you? How's that? Who's that right there?
Bentley, he just got in my lap.
Bentley, huh?
He's jealous I'm talking to you and not him.
That's okay. Bentley, it's okay. We will be. See, he's looking at me. He's like, I know Mario. I've seen this guy before.
He watches TV.
That's amazing. So I wanted to, first of all, I wanted to thank you for coming on to the channel. I really appreciate your presence here. There's so much to talk about, and I promise you that within the allowable amount of time, I'll make it all happen, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. How did you end up becoming an influencer? Where did this come from?
My grandmother, I remember she beat this into my head as a kid. It didn't hit me until much later. Mm-hmm. If you want to see change, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. But for there to be change, the world has to see the change in you. So when I started to see the world in a different lens or different perspective, I'm in a unique position. I don't have any kids. I'm an ex-con. I have no family. I literally have nothing to lose. And if not me, then who? It felt like I'm built for this. I've lost everything in life, and that makes me dangerous to people. And I realize there's power behind that. And if there are more people like me out there, I think we just speak the truth because I'm in a different position than most, and I think that I should use that position in a positive way.
I think I agree with you, and I want to share my thoughts on what you just said. I think that when you said that you lost it all, I think it was an opportunity to restart a beautiful path forward. Sometimes we have to let go of what we have in our hands to receive more. And I think that
I call it unencumbered, okay? I walked out of prison unencumbered. It's a gift. Trust me. Most people would be jealous of me because I have no debt. I just recently bought a used pickup, and I hate that I have a payment. I have a cell phone. I pay for all the cell phones for Anna and her kids and stuff. And like insurance. But outside that, I don't have debt. So that's a really nice thing. And I lost everything I owned, all my possessions, so I don't have stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm unencumbered, and that is a gift, my friend.
That's a beautiful gift. And you're right. There are people that are probably swimming in the ocean of debt right now and trying to find a way, right? Trying to find that place. Becoming a person on social media, becoming a TikToker, for example. What has been your passion? What drives you in that sense to be on TikTok?
It's a weird connection. It's called the parasocial relationship. And I just didn't know that I could connect with people over stories that I knew, or I guess the topic of engagement I started talking about something people wanted to hear. And the people I've met and talked to, people like you, and I've met hundreds of people now and had conversations with through this. Yeah. And I see a need for it. And, somebody asked me, said the Black America does not need my approval and validation. They're absolutely correct. Black America doesn't need anything from me. That's the beauty of it. It's like, say you grew up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because I'm a Steelers fan. My dad was a fan, therefore I was a fan. But going to Heinz Field was like a religious experience, right? And now I'm a fan for life. It's cemented in. The NFL and the Pittsburgh Steelers don't need my validation and approval.
Exactly.
They just thank you for my support of their organization. It's the same thing for me. That's just what those HBCUs are just. So, you know what I mean? And it's not about approval. It's just about going, damn good job.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for those of you who don't know what your content has been, what are the main topics that you've been covering within TikTok or in social media?
Started with science, physics experiments with Coke bottles, and that morphed into stories about Black Americans and people of color and their contributions to what has made America great. And then I noticed the common thread in these stories is so many of them attended historically Black colleges and universities in America. And that took me down a whole rabbit hole, and it just uncovered this world I didn't know existed. And I will tell you, yesterday I met person 9, 10, and 11. In the last week, I've asked white people about HBCUs, just random, and I've now met 11 people go, what's an HBCU? They have no idea. And when I tell them, they're like really interested. They just didn't know it existed.
Gotcha.
So I realized there's a need for me to talk about this, just because these schools need money and funding, and they need more eyes on them going, hey, this is a great place for talent. It's a pipeline for great employees. And I mean, some of the top scientists in the country come from these schools, and people don't know about it. I don't know. I just think a light needs to be shown on them.
I think you do amazing at that, and in so many ways. You really do. And I will tell you that even myself, I was one that ran across your content through the For You page. And I'll tell you that when I sat there and listened to what you had to say, it struck me in so many ways. I even made a pre video talking about how I wanted to interview you. And it took me a while to get there, of course. But here we are today. And I'm excited to share this with you because your stories are factual, they're compelling, and they're true. And that's what makes this so much better, like so much more enjoyable. I'm a content creator, but I'm also a viewer, right? And I also learn from those things that you have to teach. Tell me about your audience engagement. Like, tell me one of those moments you've had on TikTok that just surprised you, whether it was in the comment section or was actually on a live. Tell me about a moment that you've had that just completely knocked you off your feet. You're just surprised and amazed.
There was a man who reached out to me from West Africa who told me that he shows my history videos to the children in his village on Saturdays because they don't have electricity.
Wow. No kidding.
And at that moment, it kind of crystallized with me that the stories I'm telling connect with people and cultures literally around the world. That's when I know that it's bigger than me, that it's God working through me. I mean, that is, I don't know, that's a compliment I never expected to get or a result. People tell me they send these videos to their grandkids or kids send them to their grandparents. Dr. Gladys West, the math genius at the Naval Surface Warfare Center for 40 years, I did a video on her that got it's the most viewed video on her I can find on the internet. And she saw the video and her daughter contacted me and told me her mom loved it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Such an honor. You know what I mean? I did a story on Richard Montañez that created Flaming Hot Cheetos. And I ended up speaking to him, the man who actually did it, that they made a movie about. It's nuts. It's amazing and beautiful and overwhelming. And I live in a bubble in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I don't see what happens out there. I talked to a guy at Jackson State Band that told me that, they talk about me at the barbershop. I learned that's high praise.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It's amazing. I mean, it's changing my life.
It's viral. And I think that there's so much more that you're going to be covering in the next, couple of years that we can only expect more and more from you. So I'm expecting more and more from you.
Got some big plans coming.
Well, that actually falls in right around with my next question. So what's happening? What is the plan here on with yourself? But I wanted to ask you one specific question. Yeah. So I've heard about you working with the HBCUs, and there's kind of something going on there. Tell me, what are you thinking regarding the HBCUs?
Well, Memorial Day, Ann and I started traveling to schools, and I've been to schools in Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. I've been to a lot already since there, and this is turning into something much bigger. So I'm trying to partner with a sponsor, a corporate sponsor, and I've got doors open, but I've got to find ways to kick them further in. Mm-hmm. But what I have is an idea of like ESPN Game Day. You know how they go around each Saturday and highlight a big game?
Right.
I want it to be about the schools. So every school gets their own day. And basically it's a mini documentary of the school, the history, the alumni, what they're doing now, the students. And it's just a spotlight shown equally on all of these campuses. Just in an RV, have it wrapped. It's an HBCU travel challenge. And you're going from campus to campus to campus. It's a lot of work. It's about 4 straight months of work. It's not a vacation.
Right.
But I would like to just chronicle the series because I've never found anyone who's been to every school. And I think somebody needs to do it. And, when I think about Tuskegee University, was started by Booker T. Washington. He got his degree from Hampton University. He walked 500 miles across Virginia just to go to college.
Wow.
He gave his Hampton was the smartest student they'd ever had at the time, and may still be. And then he built Tuskegee, one of the most storied universities in the country. So I want to highlight those things that we don't know we should celebrate, and I want to do it in a big way. I can't do it myself, so I'm going to kick in doors for it. And then next month, I'm attending the HBCU New York Classic at MetLife Stadium between Morehouse and Albany State, which ought to be a lot of fun. Never been to MetLife Stadium before, so
I'm so glad that you're on that mission with the HBCUs and that your focus and your drive is there. I want them to support you and donate to you, and however way we can do that. Is there anything that you have that you can share with us that allows you to receive a donation to support this effort?
I mean, I have a Cash App on my deal, my bio. I think I have an Amazon wish list, which was just all video equipment. That's really all I have, because I think yesterday was the first time anyone's ever asked me and sent me $20. And if he sees this, you know who you are. Thank you very much. I conversed with him, but he just said, I want to support what you do. So that was weird. It was very much appreciated, but still it was odd because I just think there's a symbiotic relationship to be had between some corporate brands, and I would say Camping World is somebody I'm going after. They have 250 dealerships. They have dealerships all along the string of these schools. So now you're tying in with their local communities, with their dealerships, and I'm embedding their RV as part of my story. It becomes a character in it. So that's why I want Camping. Chime Bank I want, because my demographic fits really well, and I've been a user of Chime Bank for several years. They fit really well. I wear New Balances. New Balance shoes would be great because every time I do a video, I'm tying my New Balances up because I like those shoes. But it's also given that they're supporting these schools and what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's positive branding. It's win-win. So, and Dodge, because I need a 1-ton probably to do a pull-behind camper.
Right.
Dodge would be great for it.
Absolutely.
This is my idea. It's grand. I'm going to make a video and put it out on my TikTok today asking for help. Like, do you know people? Can you help me open these doors? I'll do the rest. So I just think it needs to be done. I think it's a massive idea, and it's never been done before, and I'm daring to be great. How
has it been for you, your response to your channel, to your mission? What people have to say, good or bad?
It's ironic because when I came out and said, I grew up really racist and I'm just trying to evolve and I'm open about it, I received more love and grace and mercy than I could have ever imagined. It's incredible. And about 1% just talking smack to me, trolling me, and some make great content when I respond to it. Others I ignore. I don't take offense because I know some are just looking for attention.
Right.
I feel bad for them because there's a void in their life, and for some reason this negativity in some way fulfills it for them, and they just kind of got it twisted. So I don't get mad at them. I know what they're trying to do. So, but I see some stuff, some comments that are intelligently written that I see as like, wow, they have from my perspective, a very flawed way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That concerns me more because I speak the code. I know what they're, and you can say something to them and they just won't back down. It's like, I just leave them alone because you're not going to force that. I was that way. You can't force it in my head.
Right.
So I'm sideways, so just back off because I'm not trying to beat somebody over their head or convince them.
Right.
I'm trying to show them something, let them make up their own mind like I did.
You mentioned earlier that there are individuals that are thanking you because they had no idea what an HBCU is, right? Have no clue. And so you're bringing that forward. And I love that you're breaching through all those divides and you're doing it in a way that holds value.
I want to say thank you for interviewing me. This is the second interview I've ever done. My first was yesterday by Kashi Nichols. She's running for president. And the people that have ever watched my videos, that have commented on my videos, like I made a friendship with you. I made so many different friends. People invited me to their house. I want to say thank you to anyone that's ever watched my video, liked it, shared it, or commented on it. I can't comment on every, respond, but I read my comments. And for some reason, that validates what I'm doing. That's how I found validation that I'm doing the right thing and I'm heading in the right direction. Because without people I've met or that have commented that I learned from that I wouldn't be where I am. There's no way this would progress without TikTok. It just wouldn't have. My life wouldn't be changing without this. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking an interest in my life and what I have to say.
I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to interview you and getting your word out there and getting your mission out there and getting your funny videos out there, because you have so much to share. And I think everyone out here would love to hear that. And I'm trying to do my best in propagating that. So thank you so much for coming onto my channel today. I hope that we can continue on in your next events. We circle back and you can tell me more about what's going on.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, GW.
Have a great day.
You too.